Okay, here we are, downtown LA. It's your boy, Kid Lips. What up, crew? The way you choose to source and manufacture your product is really important, and it translates into everything you do. So the decisions you make about where your garments come from and who's making them can be felt in the way that they're worn, in the way that they're received, in the packaging, and the communication that your customers might have with your manufacturer or with you. So it's really important to be aware of that and to be conscious of where everything comes from. And so if you're dialed in with factories in Guatemala, then be there and get to know those factories and work with them so that they understand how to make your product super well and it comes out beautiful exactly how you want it. But if you don't have a relationship with your manufacturer, or it's super far away and you're just making decisions based on price, you might not be super happy with quality or turnaround time or other factors because you don't have a relationship there. You're not necessarily building. In our case, we decided to house Apliiq in downtown Los Angeles, and there were a lot of reasons for that. Mainly, LA is the place to manufacture apparel in America. There's no other American city that has the incredible resources that this city has. So that means there's tons of people who are super skilled at sewing and cutting and printing and all of the things that you need to do to manufacture a garment. There's the Port of Long Beach, where materials are being imported from all over the world and all over the country constantly, so they're coming right into LA area and then being distributed right throughout downtown. There's a huge fabric district where a lot of those materials are coming into. There's warehousing all over the city full of garments and materials. So there are all these resources coming together in one place. And for us, that means LA is the perfect place for us to house ourselves in America with all those resources within sometimes walking distance of our workshop. And so we can build relationships with the right manufacturers, the right vendors, the right partners, the right sourcers to get all the pieces we need to make a product that comes out really beautiful. There's another side of that, which is just general speed and communication, right? So we talked about customer service and how to get your customers to love your brand. And the closer you are to the product, the closer you are to the makers and the people that are actually actively participating in creating that, the more you can control your quality and be on top of it and stand behind it. And so in our case, that means really being the factory, right? Knowing our manufacturers, hiring them ourselves, having our team in-house, shipping stuff out quickly, seeing if it's not right, and then being able to remake it in a day rather than having to wait weeks or months to turn things around. So really realizing where you are and getting to know your manufacturing and understanding how it works and holding that quality is super important when you're starting a brand.
Ethan, isn't it really expensive to make stuff in downtown Los Angeles? Making it in America, not cheap.
Well,
True, false?
yes and no. I think it's just about where you put your costs, right? So in some cases you might be manufacturing overseas, but time is money. And if you're waiting 4 weeks, 8 weeks, months to get your product, you're losing money, and that can be expensive. Another side of that is shipping. Shipping might be cheap in some cases, but usually international shipping and dealing with customs can get very expensive. If you lose something, it's super expensive because you have to ship it twice. So working within the US and manufacturing quickly is actually effective if you're trying to get things done in small batches. You don't want to have to deal with the hassle of overseas shipping and all those waiting and all that. There are costs for sure. Hiring people here costs more. The cost of living is higher, right? But that's another thing that's actually important to us, is paying people living wages and looking after people to really be able to make a living. We want to support brands and entrepreneurs and help people build their own custom streetwear and custom clothing lines, but we also believe that the manufacturers and the people behind the scenes need to be supported as well. And that's something that, fortunately, America looks out for the most part.
Okay, so you were recently at the Los Angeles mayor's office talking about manufacturing downtown Los Angeles. What was that all about?
Well, the mayor's office actually has an initiative looking at Make It in LA, and they have a podcast and an amazing crew behind it. And so they're bringing together manufacturers to talk about Los Angeles-based manufacturing and how it's changing. It is getting more expensive to do work here. We were all commiserating about that. but also it's an active economy, and it's something that we want to bring attention to. People need to know Los Angeles is the place to make things, and a lot of the factories are kind of quiet. It's like you got to be in the know, you got to have a friend, you got to be introduced. They're not out marketing themselves. You can't just Google the best contractor for sewing, right? You need to really do your research and know people who know people. There's a lot of interesting levels of manufacturing. So there was a dude who manufactures for Levi's, right? He's doing hundreds of thousands of garments. We took you guys to the Bella Canvas factory and you saw the scale at which they're manufacturing, and it's massive. And so that's definitely going on in LA in a meaningful way. And then there's some small folks, people that are helping with all sides of the biz, right? So the drop shipping world, the packaging world,
handmade goods.
Handmade goods, exactly.
Leather-made stuff.
What we do, right? So printing, like really beautiful photography and graphic prints. So there's an amazing diversity of manufacturing happening in Los Angeles.
Right, so last question.
Hit me.
If I want to create something and I am not in downtown Los Angeles, let's say I'm in Milwaukee or Chicago or anywhere else.
Sweet.
I want to get something designed and made something in the USA or in downtown Los Angeles. How best to go about that?
Well, I say use Apliiq. I mean, that's what we're here for. So we've been tapping the resources of downtown LA for years. We know all the local manufacturers. We got great friends in the business, and we're here doing it ourselves. And we love to support small brands. So hit us up. We'd be happy to help you.
That was a shameless plug.
Did it. Not afraid to go there.
All right, thank you. Peace be with you guys.
Thanks, guys. Peace.